Hi, it's Shasta here, and Shaw. Today is Tuesday Tips, and I'm going to be talking about painting water reflections. And I hope to give you a couple of ideas that can make it a bit easier for you. Of course, nothing really replaces practice. The more that you try them, the more that you paint them, the better you'll get at them. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. And I'm going to show an example of a painting I did of a famous bridge in Italy, in Florence. Now, if you see this bridge, there's a lot of reflection. Some things to know. When water is still, reflections tend to be a lot more clear and much closer to the actual object. When water is moving, a lot of waves, we often won't see any reflections at all. You should also notice that the colors in the reflections are a little bit less vibrant, a little bit less saturated, which is typical because the water is reflecting a lot of different things. Um, the sky, other surroundings that might sort of dampen a bit the intensity of the actual color. Another factor is that the edges are not quite as straight. The edge of the bridge, the building, the overhangs, the archways are very straight and very solid, very hard edges. However, when you move into the water, the edges are somewhat hard. However, they're usually kind of a bit more flowing, a bit more wobbly. And the more the water movement, the less rigid and the softer the edges will be. Another thing and final thing to remember is that, and I kind of already mentioned this one, that water reflects everything. So you really can't have too many colors. Almost all the colors in the rainbow are going to be reflected in water. And if you look closely at this example, you'll see not only the colors of the building, the orange and the pink and the salmon and the peach and the brown and the red. You'll also see some darker colors, some blue, some things that aren't really in the object, the bridge, but are still in the water reflection because it's really a summary of everything around it. So not an exact replica as a mirror would be if you looked in a mirror in your home. So that's really about it. It's a very, very basic, the basic ideas. I've given you things to consider. As I said at the outset, there's nothing more helpful than simply doing them over and over again and practicing them. But if you keep some of these other things in mind about saturation, about edges, about intensity, I think that will also, you'll find more success in trying to do water reflections. That's our Tuesday tip. Good luck to all of you, and I wish you the best in trying your own hand at water reflections. Thank you.